had a screening this morning, and congratulations, because the movie is spectacular.
Thank you.
And I was wondering, it's easier or harder to work with the green screen, because there is a lot of green screen here, I think.
Yeah, it is. I would say it's never easier to work with green screen. It is a challenge, but a really exciting challenge. But in this case, it was made easier because we did have a lot of practical things to work with. Water, wind, both the boat and the helicopter were on a gimbal, so they moved and spun.
So there was something to help you with the green screen.
And you know, the work that I come into briefly, but that she worked in a great deal, that tank is real and extremely impressive and sort of powerful.
It is, and they would suck water from the tank into these giant dump tanks and then dump it onto us and the stunt people, and it really is quite amazing. I don't think I'll ever have an experience like that again, because you're feeling, you know, not entirely what it would feel like, but to a degree what it would feel like to be hit with that much water, and that helps your performance when you actually are experiencing what the character's going through.
How did you get into the characters? You're a mother and you are her daughter, and it's really great to see you together because there is a good chemistry between the actors. It's a great cast. And you work with Johnson.
Yeah, I have before.
Previously.
Yeah.
So how did you get into the characters?
Well, I think also, and I think that it's so nice of you to say that, and I do think that is Brad Payton, who somehow put together the right family, you know. Well, it's what's so lovely about a script like this is you don't necessarily expect the characters to be very well developed, and in this case they are. There's not a huge amount of screen time spent on getting to see how they all come to where they are, but I think as human beings we relate to where they are, and so that aspect of it was almost, you know, there was work to be done on it, and Dwayne and I talked a lot about that relationship, and we talked about ours, but there was something very organic about this family, even on the page.
Yeah, and I think I did a lot of character work as far as, you know, who she was and her age and where she was in her life. But I think that getting to know Carla and getting to know Dwayne and respecting them as people, and then, you know, as actors, it helped to sort of bond us as a family.
For sure.
Yeah, I think the difference between this movie and the other disaster movie, it's really focused on the characters and real feelings, family issues that makes everything realistic. How do you feel about that?
Absolutely. It's the thing that made me fall in love with the movie and want to be a part of it, for sure. I also believe that the most personal is the most universal. And there is something about this family that, though the characters are very specific, they live in a specific circumstance, it's what makes it, we can all relate to that, you know. I think that the family dynamics are the most complicated ones in our lives, and we're always trying to find that balance of you know, who we are within that context. So to me, it's what makes the movie really special.
And I agree. I mean, the fact that that character and story were so much of Brad Payton's focus when you have so many other things going on and such a huge, you know, visual effects budget is really quite extraordinary. And I think that no matter if the movie is little or big, if you care about the people in the story, that's the most important thing.
I've been safe from war.